Jonathan, great to be with you. The million-dollar question in the Maui wildfire is what was the cause? And as we sit here today, I haven't seen any scientific reports that are citing an exact cause of the wildfire. Why is that important? Because it's kind of disappointing that we're seeing all these lawsuits already spawned. Maui County suing Hawaiian Electric. We've got some families that are already suing Hawaiian Electric, but we still don't really have the source of the cause of the wildfire.
So say investigators ultimately get to the point, Brian, where they can say, they have not got to this point by any means, but they can say, Hawaii Electric, you're responsible, you didn't keep up your lines or whatever, as has happened here in California before. The power companies have been held responsible. Is it then very simple that all of these people who've lost so much can then sue Hawaii Electric?
That's a great question. The answer is no, because Hawaiian Electric's going to hire expert witnesses will be brought into the case. And Hawaiian Electric's going to argue, hey, we're in a catch-22. We know there's a risk of a wildfire. We call them red flag warnings. We have them out here in California. But what are we supposed to do? Shut off the electricity, then people don't have electricity? That's what they're arguing. They kept the electricity on. And from what I've heard, what caused the fire to start was a tree falling on a wire that hits the ground and creates a wildfire. My whole point is sometimes accidents happen. It's not really the cause of somebody else. But rest assured, you're gonna have a dueling expert witnesses in this case, all pointing the finger at each other.
Yeah, you can't legislate for Mother Nature, I guess. In these.
Just like I was saying the other day, we have officially reached the finger-pointing portion of this news story, where the updates and the information comes to a complete halt, and everyone just starts pointing the finger at each other while getting into preschool shouting matches that neither side really takes seriously, because they know that they benefit from pointing the finger at each other, because in the process they cause confusion. They divert attention from the actual news story and the actual issue at hand. And at the end of the day, neither side has to be held fully accountable or fully responsible for what happened, because they're throwing the blame everywhere, pointing fingers everywhere. And then when it's all said and done with, no one's held accountable. No one has to suffer any consequences. I see it all the time. But as they're doing this finger pointing, as they're filing lawsuits and pretending to be against each other, they're starting to have secret meetings now. Now, over the past couple of weeks, we've seen a few meetings. I've showed you clips from them. You know, these meetings are supposed to be public, or at least public knowledge. Usually the public wouldn't show up, but they've been showing up to these meetings, you know, wanting their voices to be heard. So I guess these officials in Maui, they got tired of it. They got tired of all of these people showing up to their meetings. So they're starting to try to have them in secrecy, where they discuss the future of what they're going to do with this land that doesn't even belong to them, behind the people's backs who are actually owners of that land. They're having secret meetings about the future of Lahaina and what they plan on doing without the knowledge of the people of Lahaina. It's like your house burns down. You're waiting to figure out what's going on. You're thinking they're figuring out how to help you, but in reality, they're already coming up with plans for a new hotel where you lived. That's what's happening as we speak. But I want you all to hear from someone who's actually out there, who actually tried to get into this meeting, and he'll tell you, you know, a good bit of what's happening here. And then I'll be right back with more thoughts and opinions.
I'm over here, I'm sitting in this parking lot below the Ritz-Carlton right now. And the reason I'm sitting here and not actually inside of the Ritz is because there's a meeting here being held by Lindy Coy. She's hosting this meeting to speak on the future, or what the plans are for moving forward, taking questions and giving answers of the plans to move forward with business in Lahaina. And when we're talking about business in Lahaina, it's speaking on the tourism industry in Lahaina. We know that. There is no speculation there. That is the fact. Now, when I tried and attempted to go in to be part of this meeting, by the way, this meeting was not publicized. The only reason I know about it is because I heard from somebody who heard from somebody who heard from somebody. Yeah. When I tried to go into this meeting, I was turned away saying that I had to be pre-registered in order for me to go and enter because of the capacity that the venue allows. Now, when I looked at the list itself from these people, and you know, I'm not attacking at all the workers, they're just doing their job. But when I look at the list, there is maybe 100, maybe 200 people on that list. Maybe some speculation there, but that list was not very big. There's only a few pages long, and they flipped through it pretty quickly to try and look for my name. Now, there are venues in this place that their maximum capacity is like in the thousands of people to be allowed. And the smaller venues can have up to 150 to 200. So, capacity issue? No. The issue is they don't want to seek public input because they want to move forward and continue to push their agenda. This entire meeting is tailored to Linda Coit's donors themselves, right? She's not seeking input from the people who voted her into office. She's seeking input from the people who funded her campaign. Interesting. I wish I could see the list so I can name and shame some of these people, but they weren't going to give me that information. This is bullshit. And pardon my language, because, you know, I come over here and I look at this place and look for yourself. Beautiful, yeah? Nice, luscious, and green. But you go 5 minutes in any other direction, and what does it look like? It's dry. The land is parched. Because it is places just like this that hoard those water resources. Yeah? They own 75% of the water resource on West Maui. Okay? 2 days after the fire, they're over there spraying. I have video of footage of this. Spraying their golf courses, their nice luscious golf courses. Yeah. After the fire. What a slap across the face that was. Now let's go back to the root of the evil. The root of the evil is these places just like this that hoard our water resources, which dries up and causes our land and our landscape to look the way it did, for it to fuel fires that basically caused the fire in Lahaina. So I just here to spread some awareness on this issue, because this is bullshit. This is bullshit. When we try to come in and give our input on how we believe Lahaina should be moving forward, yeah, we're turned away because our views may not align with theirs. Right? Places like this, yeah, they're doing a good justice right now. They're doing some justice for themselves by housing a lot of the people who are displaced. But not every single room is full. Yeah, there's still people on wait lists trying to get into the hotel, trying to get a room at certain hotels. Yeah, for once they did something for the community, but no. All of these people who are being housed in the hotels have this fear of what's going to happen in October, because they're trying to honor, and this is fact, a lot of these hotels are trying to honor the reservations that were created in October. Bullshit. People need time still. We had what, 1 month, 2 months to figure out our lives, and then now we got to go back to just normal living. People still grieving the loss. People have no closure yet. People haven't even been let into their properties to go and search through some of their belongings just to see if they can grasp just one small little memory that was not burnt up in the fire. And we're already talking about this issue, this subject. Interesting. They're trying to make decisions for us behind closed doors. Be aware of this. Linda Coit, shame on you. Shame on you for doing this. We need to be aware of this. community. We need to be aware of this, and we need to be as outspoken as possible. Because if we remain silent, they win. If we remain silent, they win. And Lahaina will not be rebuilt with us in mind. It will be rebuilt with short-term gain and short-term profit in mind. And I get it. Everybody got to work. Yeah, everybody needs to work. But the last time I looked, I believe this is in 2021, the entire tourism industry in Hawaii brings in annually about $1 billion. If we got just a fraction of that, just a fraction, the entire Lahaina, the entire Maui, because the entire Maui is affected from this fire, right? The tourism industry. The entire Maui wouldn't even have to work. Money could be put right into the pockets of all of these hard workers so they can focus on what's really important, and that is rebuilding and revitalizing our place that is burnt to the ground. Yeah, we're giving how many billions of dollars to a foreign country? Maybe we need to identify as a foreign country for us to get the money that we deserve. Interesting. Think about this. Be aware of this. Because they're going to continue to walk all over us if we let them. Be ready to fight back.
He's 100% right. These people have had no closure. How do you begin rebuilding and restarting your life when you have no closure? These people haven't even been able to go to their homes. And I've talked about this before, but he said it right there. Some of these people would like to go to the sites of where their homes used to be just to see if they could pull something out of the ashes that reminded them of home. These people still got missing family members who are, I guess, they assume are dead. I don't know. Yet they're already having secret meetings about what they're going to do moving forward. And it's not like these meetings are in the best interest of the people. It's not like, oh, we're having these meetings, we're working hard to rebuild your homes and to go back to normal. No, it's like, hey, we're having these meetings about kicking y'all out, replacing y'all, displacing y'all, putting y'all somewhere else while we move forward with what we've been wanting to do all along. But also, as he said, driving by these hotels, these big resorts, driving by the golf courses and watching them use their sprinklers, spraying water everywhere is something that you usually wouldn't really think of. You ride down the street and see, the local supermarket with their sprinklers on and nice flowers. You see that stuff, and it's stuff that you don't really process. But then, when you're in a situation like what they've been in, and you have the water cut off, and they refuse to give water to this area for 5 hours as it burned to the ground, yet it's okay for the resorts to water the grass and to make sure that the golf courses are lush and green. Meanwhile, you let these people's whole town burn to the ground. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. They're pointing fingers to divert the attention as they hold these secret meetings, coming up with plans about what they want to do moving forward without the input of anyone who was affected, without the input of anyone who lives there. And these people still have no idea what's going on. Within the next few weeks, they're supposed to be out of these hotels that they're put up in. They still don't know where some of their loved ones are. There's been no updates on that, which is probably the most infuriating aspect of this whole situation, is that you're already moving forward, plotting on where you're going to put this resort and where we're going to put this water slide. And then we need this balcony right here so Oprah has a good view here. Meanwhile, can you identify the bodies? Can you freaking tell us where all of these kids are? What about all of these people's loved ones? It's a slap in the face. It's more than a slap in the face. At this point, they got you on the ground stomping your head in the curb. Let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next video.